Hey there, you guys. I am going to talk about your gut health today, which is what this whole thing has been about. Okay? So, number one, let's talk about this. Let's talk about your gut. What is your gut? Why is it important? And I have my notes here so I don't miss anything. Basically, let's call it the microbiome. Microbiome. Okay? It's all the good and bad organisms in the body, bacteria, yeasts, everything, right? The greatest population of the microbes exists in your digestive tract. Okay? This makes up the gut microbiome. Okay? This is where gut health comes into play. This is where everything ties in. This is where you go, oh, what she was talking about on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. It all ties into this. And this is why your gut has the greatest effect on your weight and your overall health than anything else. Your gut health. That's it. All of these little microorganisms, they all inhabit in your gut microbiome. They matter. This is an endocrine organ, but you have to understand that there's good and there's bad to it. Meaning that there's good bacteria and bad bacteria, and they have to be there. They all have a job to do. Think about this. Think about your inflammation. Think about your sickness. Think about all of these things. They all go back to your gut health. Bad bacteria rises, things happen, inflammation flares up, and we get sick. Or we have joint issues. Bad bacteria lowers and goes back, and we have a nice equal base again in your microbiome. Everything is better. Okay? Every time you have a craving, you're going to be feeding, let's just say, okay, you go by Burger King, and you know how they have that like wind thing at the top, and it's blowing and it's wafting the smell of those French fries out, and you're like, you know what I'm talking about, because y'all have done it, and I have too. And you go by and you're like, God, that would be so good. I'm going to tell you a story here. My husband and I used to love Carl's Jr. like a lot. I loved their Western bacon cheeseburger because I had the fried onion rings on it, and it was so good. And their French fries, OMG, to die for. Oh my gosh, I would go by and I'd be like, and my husband would pull right in. He knew. I couldn't go past one without wanting food. About 4 years ago, I started on Beachbody. Cleaned my meal plans up, cleaned my diets up, even more than they already were. And I was eating pretty clean, but I liked my Carl's Jr. a lot. We went back and had a burger and French fries. It was really odd. First off, the burger did not taste as good as it used to. And secondly, the French fries, I could taste like all of the different elements that had been fried in that same oil. Like I could taste the onion coming through. I could taste the just all the different elements that had been fried in that same oil. It was really weird. Okay, it's the first time I've ever experienced that in my life. And I always remember sitting back and I'm like, this is what it's like to eat clean. Now all these foods that tasted so good before don't. And why not? Because my gut health was off. I was feeding into the bad bacteria, and it was growing and multiplying and overriding all the bad bacteria. So my overall health of my body was really bad. And if you look at photos of me 4 years ago, my skin did not look like it does now. My body did not feel as good. I did not wake up feeling as good as I do, even though some mornings I don't feel that great, but most mornings I do. I wake up and I feel pretty good. My overall health wasn't that great because I was clouding my gut with all this bad food, and I'm feeding it, and I'm feeding the bad, and the bad bacteria is growing. And so the gut health microbiome is off and the balance is off. If your balance is off, you're going to have problems. Joint pain, headaches, migraines, chronic joint pains. My hip was a disaster during that time. My back was a disaster. Overall, I was not good. I did not look good. I didn't feel good. Okay? Now, how does this tie in? This is important, you guys, because in order for your gut health to be equal and have the right amount of good and the right amount of bad, or the right amount of good and the right amount of bad, because I'm talking about the bad over here, you have to feed yourself good, wholesome nutrition that's going to help balance pre and probiotics that can make it past the stomach enzyme, and enzymes in there that can help keep everything in check, okay? You can take all the special probiotics you want to. Go right ahead. I guarantee most of them won't do what they say they do. In Shakeology, you've got Camu Camu, which is an antioxidant, Bacillus, which is one of the probiotics that actually makes it past the stomach enzyme. You've got blueberry powder, you've got carrot powder, and that is just scratching the surface. Let's go back and talk about all the other things. You have the bilberry, the rose hips, chicory root, the citrus bioflavonoids, the pineapple, the raspberry powder, the strawberry powder, the ginkgo powder, all of these things that are anti-inflammatories. These are all keeping your gut health in check as well. Now let's go back even further. We talked about the antioxidants, okay? But let's go back even further. Remember Tuesday when I talked to you about pre and probiotics? I talked to you about chicory root. I talked to you about yacon root. I talked to you about bacillus and lactose bacillus. Remember the phytonutrients, because these are the things that help clean out everything, help level off the blood. This is all working together, and this all ties into your gut health. The second your gut health is off, your body feels it and it will respond, okay? We all like to indulge. We all go out. It happens. We are human. But these tiny microorganisms that inhabit our gut are responsible for our digestion. And when we have like gurgling going on down here, hormonal imbalance, things like that, all of these things tie into our gut health. This influences our mood, the production of key neurotransmitters, plays a major role in the immune function, and in the first line of defense of our gastrointestinal tract and our skin and our mucous membranes. Don't we want that to be in balance? This is what's important, y'all. I know this is a long video, but this is where everything comes together. This is where we bring all of those mood-enhancing ingredients, all the phytonutrients, all of the anti-inflammatories, all of the pre and probiotics, all of the adaptogens, all of the antioxidants together in Shakeology, and this is why it works so damn well. Because it's going to help your gut health, and your gut health is then in turn going to help your health and your overall health. It's also going to help your weight loss. Why? Because everything's functioning as it should, and when it functions well and fluidly, any goal that you go out to attain is going to happen that much easier. Okay? I hope this helps you out, and if you have questions, please post them below. I will certainly answer them. And I hope you've enjoyed this week with me.